Well, welcome to the month of June. We're out here at Owner's Acres in Aurora, and we've hit June 1st. First off, happy birthday to my dad. My dad turned 70 today, just retired from farming, so he's living the good life, a retired farmer, right? Secondly, we do hope that everybody had a little downtime this weekend, just some time with family, maybe a little time to relax. I know we caught a general rain, but most importantly about this weekend is just thank you to all those who have put themselves in the line of fire. We can never take our country's freedom for granted, and there are so many people that paid the ultimate sacrifice, and we certainly remember them. But moving on to where we're at with crops. Standing here at Owner's Acres, we planted this May 7th. We have 265 GDUs on this crop. In the next 10 days, we're going to get 250 GDUs, which means we'll almost double the GDUs on this crop. And what's that mean? If you've got weeds, whatever size they are today, expect them to be 2 to 3 times as big 10 days from now. Same way with this crop. Things are really going to move fast, so we got to get those sprayers going, get those herbicides on. Hopefully you've already started hitting those early windows, but we're going to be pushed for time. So the gun is on us to get going here and push the envelope. Soybeans, we're going to see the same thing. We're into our second, third trifoliate on earlier beans. We're going to push these soybeans along. So a couple things to watch out for. I expect to see some insects start showing up. We're at our rootworm hatch as far as GDUs, so we probably won't see any rootworm activity this week, but they're hatching. We'll be on the lookout for larvae as we move into the weekend next week on any untreated fields. A little hard to see them early, but we'll see them as we move along. Also expect to see some bean leaf beetles, other insects starting to show up here as we get these warmer nights. That largely is what's driving our GDU accumulation. A lot of times we look at the daytime highs, but really what drives GDU accumulation is how cool do we get at nights. And we're looking at nighttime temperatures in the upper 60s to lower 70s. And that's what will really push this crop along the next 10 days. It's not necessarily how hot we get, it's how cool we get at nights that drive that. So be prepared for things to really move along fast. Still plenty of time to get enhancement treatments made with micronutrients. Realize our PGR, if you're throwing some dicamba products or something at your crop, constrain just to help with crop safety. But those are all things that we can still get put in the tank. I do caution everybody though, when you start throwing 2 or 3 herbicides and you start throwing a whole lot of micronutrients in the tank, we got to be really careful not to get a crop response, especially if there's crop oil in. So we don't want to speckle this crop up or put too much of a stress on it. Sometimes we try to do a good thing and we do too much of a good thing and we cause ourselves some problems. So make sure you know what you're doing, consult with somebody, make sure we're not throwing too many things at this crop at once. And then finally, just be on the lookout for, just as we move into side dress season, for those of you that side dress, make sure you're taking actions to protect that nitrogen, especially if you're putting big shots on side dress here. We still can catch that big rainfall. We don't have a very deep root system, so the last thing we want is to push that nitrogen below our roots. So we definitely recommend stabilizing with Instat. If you're laying it on top of the ground, you can't work that nitrogen in, or you can't run a pivot on it. Definitely with the higher nighttime temperatures and some of the humidity, it's a good idea to put above ground protection on, or in shield in our case, to keep that from volatilizing and getting away from us. So make sure you're managing your nitrogen. There'll be a lot of stuff that changes here in the next 7 to 10 days. Remind everybody to stay safe. We usually get it all done. We got a dry forecast. We just need to pray for the wind to stay down, and we'll get a lot done in a hurry. But it's time to go, and we wish everybody a good week.